In 2023, our family embarked on a new adventure in France. This property will serve as a store location for French farmhouse flair and our second home. My name is Jessica Lawrence. Come join me on my adventures in France. Get ready for some French farmhouse flair. Little Louis is my assistant today in the store. He loves to stand guard and watch people as they pass by. Every trip we take to France, I am on the hunt shopping for inventory for the store, here and there and everywhere, looking for wonderful French finds to fill the store with lots of goodies. And I'm going to share those wonderful French finds with you today in this haul video. Starting with these fashion prints here that were framed. And I've thrifted all of these fashion pictures. And I believe that these would have been Paris fashion magazine pictures that somebody had framed, and I think they're really pretty, and I think they'll go nicely in the store. Okay, next up is this what looks to be like a small baby sized bathtub to me, and I thought it would make a nice display in the store for my French soaps, so that's what I'm going to do with it. And I have seen these in a much larger size before, but I've never seen one this small. So I thought it was adorable. And I found this at a vide grenier. If you're not familiar with what that is, it would be like in the US we would call it like community yard sales. And so this whole village in France was selling their things like that. And I found this picture there as well. And I love enamelware pictures, and I'll probably display some flowers in it in the store. And then I also found this Dijon mustard jar there as well. So vide grenier actually translate to literally mean empty attic. People are just getting rid of things that they don't want anymore or don't need anymore. Like these adorable child-size wooden shoes with the flowers on top. Next I found this concrete planter with this child and the baskets on either side that I can just visualize some really pretty little flowers or greenery coming up and out of those baskets. And then I thrifted these kitchen canisters at my local thrift store. And then at the vide grenier, I also found this milk glass nesting hen. And then I also got this little white dish with the green flowers on it. And then this sage green watering can that I just put some faux flowers in for display purposes, and that'll look nice on my shelf in the store. And then I have bought this brass candlestick as well as the two small pitchers, and then this French basket, which I think looks like it was for baguettes, to stand baguettes up here in the bottom here. And it has the separation, as you can see, inside the bottom. And then I found these two white and gold figurines of this French couple. So cute. And then I found this beautiful gold framed picture that I loved the scene of the dancing, and also has the little white sheep in the background there, as you can see. I just thought it was a really pretty picture. I got this small gold mirror at a brocante, and I love the shape of it and also the aging on the mirror itself. And then this small figurine lady sitting on the little sofa or settee. I thought that was really pretty. And then this other one with the horses and carriage. I really liked it because it's just what you picture, isn't it? When you think of chateaus in France, you would picture like a carriage and horses pulling up to the castle, or chateau as we say here in France. And I just think it looks very whimsical or magical. And they were both very inexpensive, so I picked those up at the thrift store. I also found this petite brass chandelier light with the crystals, and I believe I'm going to put this one above my store counter because I need just a small little chandelier light just like this. I think it'll be perfect. And then I also found these brass wall sconces at the brocante, and I'm hoping to use these if they work up the stairway in our home. If they don't work, I'll just sell them in the store. And then I also found this wooden gold shelf. I bought it to go in a certain spot in our home, so hopefully it works out. If not, I can always put it for sale in the store. Another good find at the vide grenier that I found was this swan brass planter. I just love swans. I think they're so pretty, and this one has a really nice weight to it. And I love gold as well, so I just think it's so pretty. I also found this watercolor painting in this really pretty gold frame at the vide grenier, which I was happy about because whenever you can find paintings at the thrift store or a vide grenier, something like that, it's going to be less expensive, so it's going to be something more affordable to be able to resell in the store. This oil painting is signed, and I did pay a little bit more for this at the brocante. So you expect to pay a little bit more at a brocante or antique store for something like this, but I will probably be using this in my own personal home because I do pay a little bit more for it. But if it doesn't work in my home, then I can always resell it in the store as well. And then I picked up this really pretty chandelier at the thrift store, which I was happy to find this at the thrift store. So it just needs a little bit of fixing up, and that'll be really pretty. And later I found a matching chandelier just like that at the brocante, but it was quite a bit more money, but I thought it was fun to find a matching one. And then I found these two brass candlesticks. I love how the little lever moves your taper candle up and down. And I found those, I believe, at the thrift store. And then I also found this cute straw hat with the blue ribbon and bow on it. Thought that was really cute, and I think I may put that on the top of my mannequin in the store. And then I bought this small little mannequin to hold jewelry for the store because I also plan on selling some jewelry as well as home decor items. And then I found this picture, thrifted this one, and I thought it was a really neat French country scene here with the stone bridge and everything. So thought that was really pretty, and it was a good price. And then this old photograph picture, only €3, as you can see. I thought that was such a good deal, and I just love old black and white or sepia tone photos that are framed like that. So I think that will be neat to sell in the store as well. And then I found this old antique French bottle. I think it's called a bottle rack, or it holds old glass bottles. But you can also hang anything really from these. So I may hang some small little ironstone pitchers or something on there in the store. But I thought that was really neat, and I found that at the vide grenier. And I got it for such a good price, I could not pass it up because normally these go for like around €125, depending on the size. And this one's a large one, pretty tall. The next thing I got was this French antique mirror, and it's kind of in a yucky color right now. It doesn't look so good, but I'm gonna probably be painting it so it'll look much nicer when I'm done painting it. I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with like a French blue or maybe gold, white. I don't know, we'll see, but I will definitely be painting it because it'll look much better after it's painted. Next, I got these brass candelabras at the brocante, and I've added some candles in them already. But I bought these actually for our home here in France, and I'm going to be putting them on our marble fireplace mantle in the living room, or as we say here in France, the salon. And I think they're going to be really pretty. Very detailed candle abras, and I think they're just so pretty. Love the little curvy feet on them, and just, well, everything about them. I just think they're so pretty. I also purchased this silver and brass jardiniere, and I think I'm going to keep the brass one and sell the silver one. I love this matching gold mirror and shelf set, and I'm going to hang that up in the store and display things on the shelf that are for sale. So I think that's going to be really pretty. I got this at the vide grenier and for a very good price, so I was really happy about that. I think these little pictures are so cute. They're very small size, and I love the gold frames on these. And I've actually seen the one on the top before, but in a print, but I've never seen it in fabric before, so I thought that was pretty unique. Both of these pictures are fabric, and you do not see that in the US for some reason. I don't know why, but if you know, let me know in the comments below. I've seen them, like I said, in prints, but not in fabric. And then this set of pictures is also fabric. So I think these are really neat. I got the whole set for 15 euros at the Vin Grenier, and I thought that wasn't bad for all four of them. I thought that was a good price on those, and they're very small size as well. And then I found this large oil painting of Paris at my local thrift store, and it is a signed oil painting, and I love oil paintings. I'm not sure if I want to leave the frame on this alone or if I want to paint it. So we'll see. But I thought that was a really cool large size oil painting. I love Paris, so I could not pass that up. It was only 10 euros at the thrift store. Let me know if you would paint the frame, and if so, what color. I found this signed oil painting at a brocante that I like to go to whenever I'm in France, and it is smaller in size, but I love the ocean scene on this one, and just the texture really on all of these oil paintings is really cool. I think that's what I really love about them is the texture and movement of the water, and looks like the waves are coming in, and just so cool. I'm going to zoom in here so you can see what I'm talking about. And here's a close-up look at the signature here in the bottom right corner. I picked up this small framed oil painting at the Vin Grenier, and it has a lot of nice texture to it as well. It will be nice to have some art pieces to sell in the store. So, and then I found this small picture that looked like a painting, but I couldn't tell because I don't know if you can see, I don't know if, I feel like the camera's not picking it up, but it has a lot of nice texture to it as well, and it almost looks like a painting, but I'm pretty sure it's just a print, unless somebody painted on top of a print. But can you see the brush strokes on here if I'm trying to zoom in closer so you can see what I'm seeing? But so I'm not sure if this is a print or a painting. I really don't know, but I thought it was a really nice one, and I'll be selling that in the shop as well. You guys know I like my gold frames, so I thought this was a really nice picture with the gold frame, and I just need to fix it though. It looks like it is coming apart, so I will make sure I get that fixed before I sell it. This next item that I purchased at the Vin Grenier is this wooden wheelbarrow, and this older gentleman had it, and he was selling it, and he said that he had had it since childhood. It came with this extra wooden wheel for it, and I just thought it was kind of sad though that he had hung on to it for all these years, and that now he was selling it. It wasn't going to stay in the family, but who knows, maybe he didn't have a child to pass it down to or a grandchild. But I thought that was kind of sad that he was selling it after all these years. I also got this lacy table runner, which I'm going to put on this table right here that's in the shop. And then I also found this garland that somebody made with these small crocheted doilies. And I'm going to hang that on a cabinet that is going to be in the store. I'm going to hang it across the front of the cabinet. And I think that's going to look really good in the store. So I was excited to find that. I'm going to be doing a video tour of the shop soon for you guys. So stay tuned for that. You're getting a little sneak peek of my other goodies I'm getting ready to show you guys. So let's get into what is on the floor and the table here. Let's start with these pretty brass candle holders. I think these are lovely, and these are probably going to have to be keepers because I do love them, and it seems like it's hard to find matching candle holder sets here. I did find those other candelabras that I shared with you earlier in the video, but it seems like a lot of times I'll only find one candle holder, one candlestick by itself, and it's harder for me to find a pair, so I may end up keeping those. And then I found these sweet teacups with the matching saucers. Love those. Got both of those. I believe it was €5 for that set of two at the grenier. I also got this matching tea set there as well, and it came with the whole set. I think it just might be missing one thing, which I believe would be the creamer. It does have what looks to be like a sugar dish here with the lid on it, and then it came with all these matching cups, and I love the light blue flower design on here, and I think it'll be a nice tea set to sell in the store. And then I also picked up this bed warmer. It has a brass hanger there on top and a wooden handle with the copper at the base here with this beautiful fleur-de-lis design on it. So you guys know I like my copper, and I wanted to have some copper pieces for the store, so this will be a nice piece to be able to resell in the store. Okay, now let's get into what goodies I have here on the table, starting with this French wooden peg rack. I hung one of these in the bathroom here in France, but mine is longer than this one, but it's great for holding bath towels, let them hang dry on the peg rack, or it's great by a front door too for coats, etc. And then the next thing I got was this little brown, very little pitcher. It's like miniature size, and my mom collects some miniatures, so I thought she would really enjoy this crock and the little pitcher. So I'm going to be bringing that back as a gift for my mom. She also really likes pottery, so I think she's going to really enjoy both of these pieces. Next, I found these brass candlesticks with the handle on them, and then they have these little lever to lift up the taper candle, can go up and down. And then the one to the right here actually came with a candle snuffer as well. So these are not an exact matching pair, but they will both be nice, I believe, to sell in the shop. So I picked both of those up. And then I also got two white swans, and I think those are really pretty and will be very nice to sell in the shop as well. And I love swans. You guys know that already, I'm sure by now. You guys know I like the swans and the sheep. I seem to be attracted to swans and sheep whenever I see them. And then I also picked up this white shell dish that's made here in France, and I love that. It's great for soap, and so I'll probably display soap inside of that for the store. And then I also picked up this little white basket with the gold and this pink rose on there. Picked that up for €1, so it was such a good price. I picked up this white and blue striped pitcher. I love pictures, you guys know that, and so it's definitely something I wanted to be able to have in the shop is some pictures. I am always picking up pictures all different sizes. This one is actually a sugar and creamer little matching set with the blue little flowers on here, and I picked that up along with this little sugar dish with the matching lid. Let me set that down so I can show you the dish itself. Love the blue and white together. I think that's very pretty set. And then I also picked up this little small miniature white pitcher, and I love any kind of ironstone pitchers. I'm a sucker for the white ironstone pitchers, but then I also picked up this pale pink pitcher that is made in France, and it has a nice stamp here on the bottom of the maker. If you can see that, it's kind of a glare, so I'm trying to get it up close. Here you go, a little bit closer for you to see the maker's stamp on the bottom. But I thought that was very pretty. I'm actually thinking about using that to put maybe pens and pencils in for the store counter. And then I got this ironstone pitcher, this larger size pitcher with the gold striped on it. And that was only €2, so I couldn't pass that up. And I think love having the white ironstone dishes in my own home, and I also want to have some for the store. So, and I picked up this little white pitcher with the gold on it, and love the touches of gold on that one, and be cute displayed with the other pitcher with the gold on it that I got. And then this is a beautiful white ironstone dish that has these nice handles on each side with a pretty like leaf design underneath. And then I picked this frame up because I thought I could put a picture in it and display it in the shop, and have that for sale. And I think the roses are pretty on that. I could probably even put an old postcard in that frame, and that would look really nice too. I picked up some of these old French postcards, but what I thought was cool about it is I actually found some of our village that we are in here in France, and so I had to get some because it'd be so nice to display those in the shop. And then also I bought some extras to just have on hand to resell for the store as well. But I love these old black and white postcards, and especially the ones with the writing on the back. It's so neat. And then I also found one of the village where our neighbor grew up, and so I had to show her that of the village that she grew up in. So that was so neat. And then here's our village again, another one, and I love these with the children. This was actually I think it was a school or an orphanage postcard, and but I just think these old ones are so cool, aren't they? I don't know. And then this one had the sheep from. This was actually from the village that our property is in France. So I thought that was neat. And you guys know I love sheep. That's my logo for French Farmhouse Flair. So I had to get that one. And these were children here. Such a cute postcard. But don't you just love the old black and whites pictures and postcards? I do anyways. And I love this was this was the orphanage, I believe. Yeah, this one was the orphanage. So I think the other one was a school picture, possibly. But anyways, you get the idea. Here's another one from our village. And this one was actually in color. Most of them were black and white, but I found one that had some color to it. And then this was the mayor's office in our village. So I thought that was neat to have that. I found this sweet little baby carriage in this light baby blue color. And this is vintage, and I thought this would be really cute to resell. And then I also picked up these 3 white ironstone dishes that are matching. These were only €3 for the whole set of 3, so I thought that was really good price, only €1 each. And then here's the maker's mark on the bottom. These were made in France. This next white dish with the lid here is the President brand, which they make cheese and butter in France. So I believe that this would have been a butter dish for the President brand of butter. And then this next item I thrifted is this really pretty Joan of Arc plate, and I love these Joan of Arc dishes. I have some in my kitchen and dining room area, but this does not match my set, so the color is different, so I will be reselling this one. And I picked this one up for €3. Here is the maker's mark here on the bottom, as you can see there. Next, I found this white and blue dish for foie gras, and it has a nice little lid here with the little cute ducks on top. Let me know if you guys like foie gras or not. I love it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And then I also picked up a couple more brass candlesticks for reselling. This is similar to the ones earlier that I shared with you that has a little lever that can move up and down. Put your taper candle in there. And then I also picked up this with the 2 arms on it to hold 2 taper candles. I like the little claw feet here on the bottom, and it also has this black marble base on the bottom, and I think that will be a very nice candle holder to sell in the shop. And then I also picked up this cute little dresser, and it came with these pearls, and got that at the vide grenier, as well as this little red small cabinet that the door opens, and so super cute. And then I also found this picture with this gold frame around it, and it's on wood, and it has a little gold hanger on the back side, and I'm going to be selling that in the shop as well. This beautiful transferware dish, I love the colors on here and the design, and it would have had like a ladle to scoop the soup out of it originally, but it's missing, but I can always add one later when I find a ladle for it to be able to scoop the soup out of it. But I love the design on here. Look at the bows. I want to show you up close, so you can see the design better, but I just think it's really, really pretty. And then here is the maker's mark on the bottom, and it was made in Provence, France. I also got some more transferware dishes that are very similar. The colors match the one that I just shared with you, and love these transferware dishes, these plates. And here's the maker's mark on the bottom. Love the colors of these, and just the different scenes on these plates as well. And so here's the other one that I got. I think these are so pretty. So much character to them. And so much age, as you can see the crackle finish too on these. I love that. And this also has that crackle finish and discoloring a little bit on it, but I love the age and the patina on these dishes. This one has a little stand on it, so I actually think it would have been used as like a cake stand. And here is the maker's mark on the bottom of this one. And then it also says transferware here in French on the stamped part. As I zoom in, you can see that. And then I can never resist these lion head ironstone bowls when I see them at the thrift store. So I picked up these 2, and they are made in France, as you can see with the maker's mark here on the bottom. And I love those because I do love French onion soup, and that's what these are for. I found another transferware plate, but with a different scene on it, and with the blue flowers around the edge of it. And I never been lucky enough to find a whole set of these, but I find them, here and there, and I just pick them up because I do like them. And here is the maker's stamp on the bottom, which is hard to read or even see because this is older, but I think people will enjoy coming into the store and maybe finding one that goes with their set of dishes. And then this little small canister with the lid on it has a lavender field scene on it, and I think that is really pretty because France is known for growing a lot of lavender, especially in the south of France. And I just thought that would be really neat for someone to be able to find in my store. Be great for cotton balls or Q-tips, I think, in a bathroom. These next two little dishes are so cute. They are miniature sized, very small, and this little teapot lid comes off. And I love the little couples scene on these two dishes. And this one probably would have had a lid, I think, originally, but it's missing its lid. And then you can see the maker's mark here on the bottom, Limoges, France. So cute. And then this little teapot, I will show you the maker's mark on the bottom of it. Made in France. And it has the little couple on the other side of the teapot as well. Super sweet, I think. Thought these were adorable. And then I also have the larger dishes in my store that I'll be selling, so I thought that those little miniatures would go really cute sitting in front of these plates that I have for sale in the store. I found these 3 pottery crocks, and I got this one here with the handle on the side, and then I also found this darker brown one with the lid, and then I found another one with the handle on the side here, which I feel like these are more common to find secondhand. And the ones with the lids I feel like are harder to find, and this is the first one I've been able to find anyways, because the lids probably typically usually break, I'm sure. That's probably why. And then I found this metal tin with the tricycle advertisement on here, and it says Paris, and I thought this was pretty neat and unique and something different that I could offer to my customers in the store. And then it also has the same label, uh, tricycle label on the back side, and then it also has the label on the top as well. So here's the back of that tin, and then I'll show you the top here with the label. I thought that was pretty neat. I found this really pretty old postcard at the brocante, and I loved her pretty blue dress and the matching blue Paris stamp on it. And I found the frame for this at the thrift store, but I would like to eventually find one with glass on the back side as well, so that you can see the beautiful old writing on the back of the postcard. So I will be keeping an eye out looking for a different frame for it. But in the meantime, this one will work and for displaying this postcard inside of it. I hope that you have made it this far, my friends. This video got to be longer than I thought it was going to be, and I appreciate it. If you're still here with me, thank you so much for watching and being here, spending time with me. And I figured it's been a while since you've seen a video from me, so you deserve a longer one. And until next time, a biento.